Our topic is energy, and I'm going to talk about hydrogen energy, which I feel like is a topic of interest because it doesn't really get a lot of recognition, especially for something that we use every day. Hydrogen is found in many compounds that can produce electricity, heat, and water, something that we use every day for our living conditions. It is also found in natural gas, propane, methane, and gasoline. Some of the pros and cons that I will talk about of hydrogen energy that I feel are useful for today in this day and age is that, for one, of the pros, hydrogen energy can be renewable, of course, easily transported, it's non-toxic, and it can be used as a power source or like a electric carrier for vehicles that can help run vehicles efficiently, which I thought was cool. Some of the cons, I actually had to read up on this because I really didn't know some of the cons of hydrogen energy, but it turns out that it could be some safety concerns with it. It can also be like some storage concerns because in a liquid state for like gases and stuff, like where will we store this when it comes in times of needs? And then also, I've also read up on an article about like being too expensive as far as like trying to build a technology source for using this type of energy, especially in NASA and in the space age. They don't really have the type of funds or enough money to actually build the technologies for using this energy, and so it can be really expensive. And yeah.
Hi, I'm Melissa and I'll be talking about the pros and cons of nuclear energy. Some pros are that it is environmentally friendly because it produces fewer greenhouse gas emissions during the production of electricity, it is renewable, it has a relatively low operating cost, and it is more reliable because it doesn't depend on weather to operate. Some cons are that the power plants have a long construction time, it is expensive to maintain all the equipment, accidents are prone to happen because of personnel flaw. Yearly, each power plant produces about 20 metric tons of nuclear energy, which comes along with tons of nuclear waste and radiation. Waste itself lasts about 200 to 500 years, which causes health problems. And these power plants are targets for terrorists.
Hi, my name is Amber, and today I'll be talking to you a little bit about solar energy as well as some of the pros and cons associated with solar energy. So, some of the cons includes that it can be pretty expensive to both install your solar panels and to maintain them. Not to mention, if you would like a battery source to store your energy, that can be pretty costly as well. Solar energy is also an intermediate, meaning that the access to sunlight can be limited at times. Not to mention, the solar panels themselves do release a small amount of greenhouse gas emissions, which can be harmful to the environment. However, some of the pros include that it is a renewable energy source, meaning that we cannot run out, as opposed to other non renewable energy sources such as fossil fuels and coal. We do have an abundant amount of sunlight, so the potential for solar energy is beyond imaginable. It is also environmentally friendly and sustainable, meaning that there is no way we can overconsume.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about wind energy. So for the negative side, it's only suitable for particular areas that are remote locations and have high winds. Wind is also not very reliable and predictable. In fact, wind turbines only produce about 30% of its capacity. Another big thing that people don't really like about wind turbines is that they're a threat to flying animals. Since the animals don't always see it, they will fly into it and get injured or worse. Lastly, the beginning stages of building a turbine can be very costly. So now for more of a positive side of wind energy, it is considered clean energy. So unlike oil and coal, it doesn't pollute the air. It is also renewable energy, so it's always there and it can't be depleted. With wind being renewable, it also makes it cost effective because wind is free, so there's no extra cost for obtaining it. Wind is also good for creating jobs, whether it's for building wind turbines or maintaining them. Overall, wind energy is growing so much because it's environmentally friendly.
Geothermal is a renewable source of energy that is obtained by tapping into underground reservoirs of heat, usually near volcanoes, hot springs, or other hot spots on the Earth's surface. Geothermal energy is relatively environmentally friendly. Pollution from fumes is not produced, although usually drilling of the Earth's surface is required. The surrounding environment is not harmed, with the exception for the land required for the power plant and for the transport links. Unlike wind power, geothermal energy can be relied on in that it provides constant power. The use of conventional polluting fuels such as oil and coal will be reduced if geothermal and other alternative forms of energy are used, i.e. reducing pollution. Geothermal energy can take different forms. For instance, it can be used to produce electricity, or hot water can be used directly to heat homes and businesses. On the other hand, there are heavy upfront costs associated with geothermal power plants and the heating and cooling systems. Geothermal power plants can, in extreme cases, cause earthquakes. And plus, they are also very location specific because most areas are simply not cost effective. Geothermal power is only sustainable if the reservoirs are properly managed. So the bottom line is, geothermal energy is generally regarded as an environmentally friendly, sustainable, and reliable energy source, but the upfront heavy costs keep it from realizing its full potential.
Hello there, my name is Chase Gonzalez, and today I am talking about hydroelectric energy. I'll talk about the pros and the cons. The pros of hydroelectric energy are that it is renewable, it's green, and it's reliable. It's a constant source. As long as there's water flowing, it's constant, and it's very green. It does not hurt the environment or anything like that at all. It does not, cause pollution, and that it's renewable. It's constant. Boom, 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 boom. Water keeps flowing. As long as water keeps flowing in the dams, there always will be energy. Now, the negatives or the cons of hydroelectrics is that it's very expensive, and that droughts, if there's a drought will negatively affect these. So it's that it's really expensive, and that droughts can affect a hydroelectric dam. Thank you.